Alright guys, your lesson today is going to be about building your thesis statement. So if you remember, a thesis statement is the most important sentence in a persuasion or an argument where you are clearly stating your point of view and also telling the reader or the listener a little bit about how you plan on proving that your side or your argument is the best argument. So we're going to go step by step through this. You've already written down on your paper all of your evidence, your best evidence. Now you're going to use that to create this thesis statement. So if you remember from our notes a couple days ago, a thesis statement must be arguable. It must be a point that can be reasonably disagreed with by someone else. And it must provide a roadmap. It must tell the reader a little bit about how you are going to persuade them to believe your point of view. So how do we do this? That's the next question. So I'll give you a couple examples of how you can and cannot do this. Make sure that it's an arguable statement. Public school drug testing is a good idea. That's not really a good arguable statement because in a lot of ways it is a good idea. So you can't really use that. Saying something is a good idea is not a good way to make a thesis statement. Also saying that I think and good idea are bad. If you're going to do this, take a stand. Make it very clear what side you are on. So if you say yes, that's a good example. Public school drug testing should be enforced. That is an arguable point. Somebody could argue it should not be enforced. So that's where you're taking a stand. So when you go to that spot on your paper, make sure that you are making a statement that clearly takes a stand. So after you've made your statement that clearly takes a stand on your topic, also we need to provide the roadmap. We need to give a piece of the evidence or give a little bit of the opposing viewpoint that you're going to use, or both. And you can put it before that statement, you can put it after that statement, or you can do a combination and sandwich it all together. But you have to tell the reader a little bit about how you plan on persuading them. So here's an example, and then you're going to do this on your own paper. So let's continue with the theme of public school drug testing, and one of the arguments against public school drug testing is the cost. So here could be a thesis statement that would have that in there. Although it is costly, public school drug testing should be enforced in all public schools for athletes. So I took this piece of evidence here, I added it in there. Okay, at some point I have to talk about the cost of drug testing in my paper, and I wouldn't say that if I didn't intend on doing that. So that was an example of giving the opposing viewpoint in the thesis. So one of the reasons for drug testing would be that it's safer for students if they are drug tested, because we can help students get help if they might need it. So I could put that in a thesis statement by saying public schools should enforce drug testing for all athletes because it will help improve the health and safety for all students. And I could even add something to that. Because among other reasons, so now I'm saying this is just one of my reasons, but I have a lot of other reasons too that I will use. So that's one way you can put one of your reasons after your clear statement to show that. I could also do both, and it ends up being a little bit longer of a sentence, but it's pretty effective. So I could take both of those ideas, put them together. Although it is costly, public schools should enforce drug testing for all athletes because, and again I'll add that among other reasons, it will improve the health and safety of all students. So now I've made it clear that this is my side. Here's one of the reasons I'm going to use. Here's another reason I'm going to use. So now I have a good solid thesis statement that I can use in my essay that I'm going to put in my essay or my presentation to make it clear to the reader or the listener what I am trying to persuade them on. So on your assignment, here's what you need to do. Basically, you're going to build your thesis statement. So you have the 3 lines on the back, and you're going to write down maybe the best reason that the other side has, or the reason that you're going to dispute that the other side has. You're going to write down your claim, your clear statement, And then you're going to write down your best reason why your side is right. And then I gave you some transition conjunction phrases that you can use, and you need to take those and put them together in some order that makes clear sense to you, that you have a thesis statement that's clear and you have some of the evidence presented in there. So just write those things down and put it at the bottom of your paper, and then we will go over those next time that we're in class together. So just do your best on this. If you mess it up a little bit, it's okay. We will fix it together.